Hey guys, Matt Johnson here, just doing a little fishing report, metro area, Minnesota. You know, we've seen a bunch of different conditions here again. That's been kind of a theme this year is conditions and adaptation, right? And lately we got some more snow, of course, why not? Makes things fun. 2 weeks ago, we could drive wherever we wanted out here. There was no snow, glare ice, you needed your cleats. Now, you gotta be careful when you drive because you're gonna hit a snowbank, you might get stuck. So just be willing to adapt, pay attention to that sort of stuff. It is starting to lay down a bit here. We got a little bit of like sleety, rainy snow recently, which did knock that snowpack down a bit. So for the most part, I'm getting around in four-wheel drive. Haven't got stuck today. Trying to find some wood, but that's kind of the conditions. We got a lot of good ice in the Twin Cities. We're looking at anywhere from 20 to 25 inches ice. You know, I mean, that doesn't mean just go wherever you want. Doesn't mean going between islands or definitely under bridges. Don't do that. But for the most part, we got pretty good ice, and it's looking like we're going to keep this ice for a while. Our 10-day forecast here in the Twin Cities looks really good to definitely be ice fishing through the middle of March, no problem. So you want to make sure you get out there and chase down some fish. Now, as far as the fishing goes, I've been chasing a lot of crappies and bluegills. That's been my predominant species I've been targeting. I've done a few tip-up pike type stuff, shallow weeds here and there. I'm not dominant on that pattern right now, but I'm doing well on crappies and bluegills. And what I'm finding is most of these fish are basin related. And it doesn't necessarily mean they're out in the very deep water, but they're relating to the basin. And what I'm seeing is they're relating to the edges of the basin. On most lakes I'm fishing, that 15 to 20 foot zone seems to be key. Now we're finding some fish in 25, maybe 28, that kind of stuff, but 15 to 20, 16 to 18 actually has been kind of our sweet spot and where we're catching most of our crappies and where they're schooling up, where we can get on top of them and where we can stay on them without burning a million calories trying to chase them down. So that's been a key zone on a variety of lakes here in the Twin Cities, is that 15 to 20 feet basin, looking for suspended fish, paying attention to your Vexilar unit. I want to find something that I'm actually seeing. I'm not just dropping down for no reason. So I'm cutting holes, chasing them with forward-facing sonar, finding the schools, getting closer to them, and then I'm getting my Vexilar and I'm jumping on top of them and I'm getting these fish to go. How am I catching them? Everyone that knows me probably knows exactly what I'm about to say. Pinhead Pro. You have a 32nd ounce and you have a 16th ounce. And I've been getting that question a lot lately on what size do you use? You know, I kind of bring both with me and I'll explain why. One, obviously it's a weight thing. If I'm fishing in that 25 foot range, I might want to go to a 16th ounce, a little heavier, slightly larger profile. I am targeting crappies. They can absolutely take in that spoon, no problem. Now, if I'm an under 20 feet, I'm generally fishing a 32nd ounce. I like how it falls, I like how it fishes, I like its profile, thin wire hook, it sticks them good. So it depends on my depth really and how fast I want to get down there and how fast these fish are moving. So you might see I have two different setups. Shallower water, I'm using an inline reel, I'm using that Spooler Elite. I got 3-pound test frost ice line, I'm using the Katana noodle rod. I love these noodle rods for these spoons. I can follow that up bite, I can see when the fish inhales it, I can see when they bump it. I can see all sorts of things. This is a visual strike indicator and somewhat of a feel strike indicator. So this is my setup right here. Katana noodle, inline reel, 3-pound line, 32nd ounce Pinhead Pro. And when I go to the 16th ounce, you might see I've switched to a spinning reel because we've been in about 28 feet of water today and I'm trying to get down fast. A little heavier, spinning reel is a little more efficient in that situation. And again, I'm using a noodle rod. I'm using the Scepter noodle rod on this one. Works well with the spinning setup. I'm not taping it on. Nice reel seat. 1-2 punch for spoon fishing. Now, if I do get some finicky fish, which it can happen for crappies and definitely on our bluegills, I'm switching to a spring bobber rod. This happens to be a Scepter spring bobber rod, titanium spring. I can see those little subtle bites, whether it's a down bite, up bite. And now I'm fishing a size 12 drop kick. And I'll use a size 12 or 14 drop. I'll use a size 12 swirl drop. I might even go to a size 10 drop kick, but the size 12 seems to be my mainstay starting point. And you'll see Glow Wonderbread catches a ton of fish. And I'm fishing 2-pound test line in this setup. I got an inline reel as well, pulling the line up by hand. I'm generally fishing shallower than 20 feet if I'm doing the bluegill thing. In fact, I'm more than likely under 15 feet if I'm doing the bluegill thing. So that's kind of my 3-punch approach, I would say, right now for chasing fish. Now, a lot of people would think as we get into March, late ice. Well, look at it. I'm filming this today. It's already March, right? This looks like midwinter. We don't have much thawing. We don't have much runoff. We're going to have probably a late ice pattern, not for, I'd say, a couple weeks yet, probably mid-March. So I'm still kind of targeting fish in their midwinter habitat, their midwinter sanctuaries, which again is the basin stuff. Move a lot, pay attention to electronics, bring extra auger batteries, and be aggressive. And again, be willing to adapt. That's the key thing right now this time of year to chase these fish. Hopefully you get out there, have some fun. There's a lot of ice fishing left to go. Don't give up yet. The best is yet to come.